Good morning, dear children. Today we are going to discuss a new chapter in politics. The chapter is named as Judiciary. Moving to the chapter, what is the role of judiciary? Work of the judiciary can be divided into three categories: dispute resolution, judicial review, and upholding the law and enforcing fundamental rights. Dispute resolution means the judicial system provides a mechanism for resolving dispute between citizens and government, between two state governments, and between the center and state government. Judicial review means the judiciary has the power to strike down particular laws passed by the parliament if it believes that these are a violation of basic structure of the constitution. This is called judicial review. And upholding the law and enforcing fundamental rights, every citizen of India can approach the Supreme Court or the High Court if they believe that their fundamental rights have been violated. Next is, what is an independent judiciary? The independent judiciary means other branches of government, the legislature and the executive cannot interfere in the work of judiciary. The courts are not under the government and do not act on the behalf. Independence of judiciary allows the courts to play a central role in ensuring that there is no misuse of power by the legislature and the executive. Independence of judiciary also plays a crucial role in protecting the fundamental rights of citizens. The structure of courts in India. There are three different levels of courts in India: District Court, High Court, and Supreme Court. District Court is the court that most people interact with are called subordinate or district courts or tehsil level court. And High Court means each state has a High Court, which is highest court of that state. And Supreme Court, it is the court is that the top level. The decision made by Supreme Court are binding on all other courts in India. It is located in New Delhi. In India, we have an integrated judicial system, which means that decision made by High Court are binding on the lower courts. The appellate system exists in India, which means that a person can appeal to a High Court if they believe that judgment passed by the lower court is not just. What are the different branches of the legal system? So, take your textbook, and in your textbook you can see a two column, that is criminal law and civil law. Criminal law means it deals with conduct or act that the law defines as offense. Example, theft, harassing a woman, dowry, or murder. And it usually begins with the lodging of a first information report, that is FIR, with the police who investigate the crime, after which a case is filed in court. If found guilty, the accused can be sent to jail and also fined. Next is the civil law. It deals with any harm or injury to the rights of individuals. For example, disputes relating to sale of a land, purchase of goods, rent matters, divorce cases. And a petition has to be filed before the relevant court by affected party only. And the court gives the specific relief asked for. Does everyone have access to the courts? All citizens of India can access the courts in this country. This means that every citizen has a right to justice through the courts. The courts are available for all, but in reality, access to courts has always been difficult for a vast majority of poor in India. Legal procedures involves a lot of money and paperwork, as well as take up a great deal of time. In response to this, the Supreme Court in early 1980s devised a mechanism of public interest litigation, or PIL, to increase access to justice. It allowed any individual or organization to file a PIL in High Court or Supreme Court on behalf of those whose rights were being violated. The phrase justice delayed is justice denied is often used to characterize the extended time period that courts take. However, in spite of these, there is no denying that the judiciary has played a crucial role in democratic India, serving as a check on the powers of executive and the legislature as well as in protecting the fundamental rights of citizens. I hope this class is beneficial for you and read the chapter very well. Thank you, children.